Today I'll explain simultaneous equation. It is very important topic because it is used in grade 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Even in universities, colleges, you are using the simultaneous equations. It's a very simple topic, but sometimes it can become a slight tricky when you don't know whether you have to solve with elimination or substitution method. So in this particular video, I'll be teaching you how to use elimination and substitution both method to solve this equation easily. So first we start with the definition, a quick review. Simultaneous equation are two or more equation. You can see that there are two variables here, x and y, you can see here, and then we solve it together to get the values and which satisfy it. Like if we put the value of x and y in this equation, or this equation is satisfied. So first I'll solve it and then I'll show you how to check the equations whether you have done it correctly or not. So the first step is to name the equation. So this is equation 1 and this is my equation 2. And always remember that it should be in proper order. Like when you are using elimination method, first you should have x, then you should have y, and then you have constant after the equation. And if it is not arranged like this, then you need to arrange it. So our goal is to eliminate one variable, as I have already told you that we are starting with elimination method, the first one. So we need to eliminate one variable, either it's x and y, and to eliminate, the sign should be different. Like you can see here, this y is positive and this y is negative. So its sign should be different, then only we can cancel it. So if we look at this equation, our first step is okay because we have a variable with different signs, so we can cancel it out easily. So I'll start rewriting this equation again so I can simplify it. So I will rewrite it again. I'll draw one line under it. Now since this y is positive and this negative, so simply I'll cross it, and this x and this x will become 2x. X plus x is 2x. So is equals to, now we'll add these two constant terms, 5 and 1, both are plus, so 5 plus 1 is 6. So 2x is equals to 6. Now this 2 is multiplying here, and on the other side it will divide. So x will be equals to 6 upon 2, which gives us 3. So this is our first value. Now sometimes students leave the answer till here and they lose unnecessary marks. So make sure to find the value of both x and y. As I have told you, simultaneous equation means if we have two unknowns, we have to find this value of both. So now I'll consider, now I have two equation. I can put this value of 3 in any equation, either 1 or 2, but I think first is positive and it's easier. So I'm just rewriting the first equation, x plus y is equals to 5, and now I'll substitute the value of x here in place of x. Now another common mistake which often students do, they write 3x. You need not to write x again because you are substituting x. So you need to simply write 3 because this x is replaced with this 3. And students are writing 3x, then they get confused. So make sure you don't do this mistake. So 3 plus y will give us 5. And obviously when we move this 3 on the right side, it will become minus. So 5 minus 3. So y is equals to 2. So here we got both the values of x and y, and you can see how easy it is. Now we will slightly do a more challenging question. So now we have another question, and obviously the first step is same. I'll call it equation 1 and this is equation 2, and you can see that it is already arranged properly. As I've told you, first we have x, then we have y, and then we have 3, and same thing here for the second equation. So we need not to arrange it. Now what else we need to do here? We need to have a same variable. As I've told you in the first equation, we want to have the same variable, means the constant should also be same. Like it's 3y, so down place we should have 3y or something same, like both the values should be same. So how to make it same? You can see the equation is 2x plus 3y is equals to 3 and 4x plus 5y is equal to 7. So either we want to make this x same or this y same. To make this y same, I have to multiply this whole equation by 5, so it becomes 15, and the second equation by 3, so it becomes 15. Actually what we are doing, we know 3 and 5 are prime numbers, so I'll multiplying the equation 2 by 5 of equation 2 by 3 and equation 1 by 5. So both the variables become same. But before doing this, I have to check this x also. You can see rather than multiplying both the equation, if I multiply this first equation by 2, then it will become 4. So both equation will be like both the x value will become same. So I think it's easier to multiply this value with 2. You can also make the y variable same, but in this particular case here it's better to multiply equation 1 by 2. And one thing more, when we are solving this, this and this value should have different sign. But since we are making it same but the sign are same, so what I'm going to do, I'll multiply the first equation with -2 rather than 2, because it will change all the signs of these variable. Like when I multiply, this will become minus, this will become minus, this will become minus. I'm not concerned much about this, but this sign should be changed. So what I'm going to do right now, I'll simply multiply this by -2, so I'll get -4x. Now this value will also multiply with this, so it will become -6y, and this value will also be multiply, so -6. Now this is very important to multiply each and every term of first equation by -2, because if you miss any value, you will get the wrong answer. Now I'll copy the second equation as it is, and I'll draw a line. Now you can see that here we have two same variables, x and x, with same coefficient, 4 and 4, and the sign are different, so I can easily cancel it out. So I'm cancelling this, and now this is -6 and this is 5 here. So 6 minus 5 is 1. So if you write 1y or just y, it's same. And since the bigger number is 6, so I'll put minus with it. You know, plus minus is minus, so I'll put minus here because the bigger number is minus, and 6 minus 5 is 1, so -1y we got here is equals to. Same thing we'll do here, 7 minus 6 give us 1. Now this -1 will divide on the other side, so it will become y is equals to 1 upon -1, and you know -1 never stays in the denominator, so it will become -1 in the numerator. So I got the value of y. Now what I'm going to do, I'll put this value of y in any of the equation. I have two equations, so in any equation which I feel easier, and then I can find the value of x. So I think the first equation is easier. It has a variable with less coefficient, small coefficient, so I'll rewrite the first equation. 2x plus 3y is equals to 3. Now in place of y, I need to put the value. So 2x as it is plus 3 as it is, only y should be replaced with this value, which is equals to 3 now. So now I'll solve this equation. 2x plus minus 3 is equals to 3. This -3 on the other side will become +3. So 3 plus 3, and finally x is equals to 6. 3 plus 3 is 6, 6 upon 2, which gives us 3. So in this way we got both the values of x and y. Now let me solve one more question, so your concepts are completely clear. For elimination method, then I'll go to substitution method. So in equation 3, it's 2x is equals to 1 minus 5y, and 7x minus 2y minus 23 is equals to 0. Now you can see it's not in a standard form, because the standard form is first x, then we have y, and then we have constant after equal to. And here also this constant term should be on the right side, and here this should be on the left side, to make it in a standard form. So what I'm going to do here, I'll first rewrite it. So 2x, this minus 5y will go to the left side, it become plus 5y is equals to 1, and 7x minus 2y, and this minus 23 should go to the right side to make it positive, and obviously now the equation are in a standard form. So I'll call this equation 1, and this is as equation 2. Now I need to make the variable same, either x or y. I can see here that this is 2, and this is 2, and this is 7. So obviously I need to multiply the first equation by 7 and second equation by 2. And if I check the y variable, so one thing is easier, that the sign are different. So I need not to multiply by minus, and I will multiply this first whole equation by 2 and this whole equation by 5 to make this y same. So multiplying this whole equation by 2 and multiplying this whole equation by 5, because I want this variable y to be same. So now this 2 will multiply with alter terms. So 2 2s are 4, so 4x plus 5 2s are 10y is equals to 2 1s are 2. And then we will multiply here 7 5s are 35, so 35x minus 2 5s are 10, so 10y, and finally 23 into 5. You can use calculator or we can do it manually. 5 3s are 15, 5 2 are 10 by 11, so 115. So you get 115. Now we'll draw a line as we did before, and now we need to simplify it. So to simplify it, we will cancel out this 10 and 10 first, and then 35 plus 4 is, we will add these two, both have positive signs, so 39x is equals to, and 115 plus 2 give us 117. So x is equals to 117 divided by 39. Now sometimes simultaneous equation, mostly you are solving without calculator. So don't worry, if you have a calculator, it's easy. But if you cannot solve, what you can do, you can multiply 39. Let's multiply by 3 and try to multiply by 3 and 4. Maybe you get this value. So 3 9s are 27, and you can see if you multiply by the first term, you know that the last number is 7 and 7 here. So I think it will work. 3 9s are 27, 3 3s are 9, plus 2 is 11. So here we get 117. So it's mean 39 3s are 117. So the value of x is 3. Now we got the first value. Now we will find the second value, y. And again, the first equation is slightly easier with a smaller variable, so I will use this. So I'll rewrite this equation. 2x plus 5y is equals to 1. And once you get used to it, then you can directly put the value rather than copying this whole equation and then putting the value. So 2 into 3, because I am replacing x with 3, plus 5y is equals to 1. Now 2 3s are 6, and so 6 plus 5y is equals to 1. 5y is equals to 1 minus 6. So 5y is equals to minus 5. Y is equals to minus 5 upon 5. So this 5 will cancel. So y is equals to minus 1. So now you can see that we got the values of both x and y. The value of x is 3 and y is 1. So I hope you have understood clearly how the elimination method works and how you can easily solve it, and what our purpose is and why it's called elimination, because we cancel out one variable. Now let's move to the second method, which is substitution method. Now in substitution method, as the word itself depicts, that we need to substitute the values, unlike the first one in which we eliminate one variable. So we'll start with the same steps. Like first thing is that you need to have this x, then y, this constant term, and call this equation 1 and 2. So I'll start. And in this particular questions in substitution, it's not very important that first you have x, then y, and then you have constant term, because sometimes you might get equation like this. For example, y is equals to 5 minus x. So you can directly substitute the values which you will learn. So don't worry about it. So now I have two equations. I'll call this as equation 1 and call this as equation 2. This is my first simple step. After doing this, I have to make one variable a subject in these two particular equations. I'll consider any one equation. Like I have to use either first equation or I have to use the second equation. So right now I'm considering equation 1. So I'm writing here considering equation 1, and this is not important to write it. This is just for your understanding. So x plus y is equals to 5. This is my first equation. Now I'll make either x the subject or y the subjects. Now how do I find which variable I want to make the subject? It depends on the coefficient. Right now there is no coefficient here. You can see x and y are without coefficient. So you can either make y or x, but sometimes we have an equation where we have 2x and here is only y. So in this particular case, it's better to make y as a subject. So right now, I can make any one subject. I'll choose this y. So y is equals to 5 minus x. Now this is equation 3. In the previous one, we make only 2 equations, but here we make 3 equations because this third equation will be reused later on. Now I have find the value of y, which is 5 minus x, and this is equation 3. Now I'll insert this equation in another equation. Like for example, I have considered here equation 1. So I will put the value of y in equation 2, and for inserting part, if you if you consider equation 2, then you need to put the value in equation 1. Make sure to put the value in different equation because I have considered here equation 1, and if I put the same value to equation 1, I will get 0 and you might get confused. So what I'm doing right now, I'm just substituting this. I'm just writing here, but again, you need not to write it. Substituting y in equation 2 because I have considered equation 1 already. So equation 2 is x minus y is equals to 1, and I have to just replace the value of y. So I'll write x minus, and then you can see here that the y is 5 minus x. So in place of this y, I'll just make a bracket and put the value which is 5 minus x. So now I'll solve it. So it will be x minus 5. This minus minus will become plus is equals to 1. X plus x is 2x. So 2x is equals to 1 plus 5. So finally, x is equals to 1 plus 5 is 6. 6 upon 2, which is equals to 3. So now I got the value of x. Now I'll substitute this value of x in equation 3. That's why I was focusing on this equation, because later on you need to put the value. So now I'll put the value. So my third equation is y is equals to 5 minus x, and now I'll write in place of this x, I'll put the value 3. So y is equals to 2. So now you see that we got both the values of x and y easily. This is how the substitution method works. Now I'll give you one more example so you have better understanding of it. Now this is another equation in which you can see that we have first equation 3x minus y is equals to minus 6 and 4x plus 2y is equals to 2. Now here you can see that this is the only variable which don't have any coefficient. So I'll try to make this subject because it's easier to make this. So I'll start with the basic step, equation 1 and equation 2. Now after naming this equation, I want to make this, I'll consider equation 1 and make y subject. So 3x minus y is equals to minus 6. So what I'm going to do, I'll put this y to the right side and this minus 6 on the left side. So it will become 3x plus 6 is equals to y, because this y will go to the right side, it will become positive, and then I can rewrite it y is equals to 3x plus 6. Now this is my equation 3. Now one important thing which I want to highlight, that when you are making a subject, especially when y is with minus sign, what student do, they put this 3 on the other side also. So they write minus y is equal to minus 6 minus 3x, and they call it equation 3. But later on when they put the value in the equation, they really get confused because here it is minus y. So this minus y means that when you make it y, these two values sign should change, and students are unable to do this. So in this way they get the wrong answer. So make sure to avoid this hassle, and despite of taking the other values to the right side and making this separate on the left side, it's better to move this on the right side, make it positive, and put the other values to the left. And obviously in next step you can always write it as a subject. So I think this is easier and without any hassle. So y is equals to 3x plus 6 is equation 3. Now since I have considered here again equation 1, so I'll put the value in equation 2. Again and again I am emphasizing that it's very important that when you consider equation 1, you need to put the value in equation 2, and if you consider equation 2, you need to put the value in equation 1. So now I'll put the value of y in equation 1. So I'll rewrite the equation 1. equation 2, sorry, which is 4x plus 2y is equals to 2. I have already considered equation 1. So 4x plus 2, and in place of y I'll write 3x plus 6 because it's the value of y is equals to 2. Now 4x plus 2 3s are 6x plus 2 6 are 12. Now this is again important stuff, that when you are multiplying, make sure you multiply this 2 with this and this also, both, because sometimes students only multiply with 3x and then they write 6 here. So again they get the wrong answer. So it's very important. So it's equals to 2. Now 4 plus 6 make 10x, and this plus 12 will go to the right side, it will become minus. So x is equals to minus 10 upon 10. We will cancel this 10 and minus 1 will be left out. So x is equals to minus 1. Now we got the value of x here. Now we need to substitute the value of x in equation 3 to get the value of y. So y is equals to 3. Now I'm directly putting the value 3 into minus 1 plus 6. So y is equals to minus 3 plus 6. So y is equals to 6 minus 3 gives us 3. So now you can see that we got the values of x and y. Now equation 3, we have 2x plus 3y is equals to 3 and 4x plus 5y is equals to 7. So you can see that all variables has some coefficient. So we need to see which variable has the less coefficient, like for example this 2x. So I'll try to make this a subject, but just for the concepts, now I'll name them equation 1 and equation 2, and I'll be considering equation 1 if I'm solving, because you can see that it has the smallest coefficient. But just for your concept and how what if we have like difficult coefficient, so I'll start and solve with the most difficult coefficient, that is 5. Like this is the bigger number among all these coefficients, so I'll start with this and I'll make this a subject. So right now, just for understanding, I'm considering equation 2. So I'll write 4x plus 5y is equals to 7. Now I want to make y subject, so I'll put this x on the other side, so it will become 7 minus 4x, and finally I'll get y is equals to 7 minus 4x upon 5. It's very important to solve it properly and make the subject clearly, otherwise you will run into problem and you will have wrong answer. So I made y subject. The steps were simple. I put first this 4x to the right side, become minus, and then this 5 divide on the right side. Now I'll put this value, since I've considered here equation 2. Now this equation I've considered, now I have to put the values in equation 1. So I'm writing equation 1, 2x plus 3, and in place of y I'll write 7 minus 4x upon 5 is equals to 3. I just replace the value of y and put all the values in equation 1. Like 2x I've written as it is. In place of 3y I write 3, and for y I wrote his value, and then obviously this 3 on the right side. So since it's not a single denominator, so we cannot multiply this 5 here and start simplifying. This is very important. For example, if I write x plus 3 upon 2 is equals to 5, so you can write x plus 3 is equals to 10. This 2 will multiply because it's a single denominator. Why? Because you see its whole has only one fraction. But if we don't have a single denominator, for example x upon 3 plus 2x upon 5, so obviously in this particular equation we cannot multiply this 5 with this or this 3 with this. First we need to take the LCM and make it a single denominator. So I'll take the LCM here. Nothing is written here, so I'll write 1 for the convenience. Now I'll write 5 as the LCM. Now 1 multiplied by 5, I get 5 because I want to make the denominator same as this LCM. So 1 5s are, and obviously this 2 will multiply with 5 also. So 5 2s are 10. So I got 10x. Then plus this 5 1s are 5. So obviously when this will multiply with 1, it will remain as it is. So 3 and 7 minus 4x. I just copied it as it is. Now I'll simplify this further. So I have 10x plus this 3 will multiply with 7. 3 sevens are 21, plus minus minus, 4 threes are 12. So 12x is equals to, and now since it's a single denominator, you can see there's no other fraction. 5 will multiply with 3 also, so 5 3 is 15. So now I have this 10x and minus 12x. 10 minus 12 minus 10 give us 2, and since 12 is a bigger number, so minus 2x will be remaining on the left side, and on the right side I'll put this 21 to the right side, so it will become 15 minus 21. So now x is finally, so 21 minus 15 again minus sign will come because bigger number is negative, so minus, and 21 minus 15 we get 6, and since it's multiplying here, it will divide on the other side, so minus minus cancel, so 2 ones are 2, 2 threes are 6, so the value of x is 3 here. I'll put this value in equation 4 here. So just for your convenience, I'm rewriting this equation 3, so you know where I'm putting the value. So y is equals to 7 minus 4, and in place of x I'll write 3 upon 5. So y is equals to 7 minus 4 these are 12 upon 5. So y is equals to 12 minus 7 give us minus 5. So minus 5 upon 5. So y is equals to, this will cancel, minus 1. So this is how we can solve different sort of equation with elimination and substitution method. I hope you have understood and your concepts are clear. If this video is helpful for you, do like it, subscribe my channel so you get more videos like this, and don't forget to share. Take care. Bye.